right, good morning, good afternoon, rugby fans. We are in Louisville, Kentucky for another rugby day here in the park, facing Louisville Crashes, facing Carmel out of Indiana. And momentarily we'll have the game start. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we're looking forward to an exciting day of rugby. We want to go ahead and we want to just give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Mr. Brian Detman from Detman Lord, that made this broadcast possible for us. Thank you very much for your continuous support, and we hope to see you at a game soon. Currently we have a weather at around 60 degrees, very beneficial for some rugby. There's a light wind coming from the east. You can see the Louisville Crash is now ready to play, and hopefully the kickoff will commence in due time. Yeah, if you don't mind. I mean, yeah, sorry about that. I can't see anything. Oh, there we go. Start. All right, so start. Taking control of the midfield is Augie Ale out of Louisville, Kentucky. He will be taking control of this. And it's Crash kicking off. And it seems like that's going to be a line out for Carmel on their 10-meter line. For those of you guys who don't know what a line out is, that is when the ball goes out of touch. Whoever touched the ball last will now have an opportunity. Whoever touched the ball last, it is now the opposite team's ball, and now Crash has an opportunity to attack in Carmel's 10-meter line going in. That's a nice throw, unfortunately tipped, and Crash is on the attack. On the 10-meter line going into the Carmel, good ball distribution by Crash as Lenny makes a crash into the defensive line. It's a good ruck secure by Louisville Crash. They're now rolling down the field, trying to just gain up some meters and sucking the defenders in. That's good ball to control by Louisville's number 9. Louisville commit Ethan has just broken the line, and they are now in the 22, attacking Carmel's line. That's some good defensive stand by Carmel. Currently this is a maul. The referee has given the Louisville Crash a penalty on Carmel's 22. Pete Redmond is now running, making some good contact and setting up for the next phase. That's an unfortunate error by Louisville as the ball is knocked on. A knock-on occurs when there is no control of the ball and it is knocked on forward. It is now the opposing team's ball, and they have an opportunity to scrum down and attack from their 22. Carmel is now a little bit under pressure in regards to their field positioning. We're probably going to look at a kick, but we never know at this level. They might run it out. We have Mr. Augie Hale taking control of the midfield, just explaining some safety regulations around the scrum because this is a very young team. Both of them are pretty significantly new to scrumming, and I know that Carmel has their junior varsity team on the field right now. Carmel now has an opportunity to attack out deep with either a kick or touch to gain territory or run it out. Usually running is more of a risky strategy, but who knows. Unfortunately, there was an early set by Louisville, and the referee Augie is now resetting the scrum, making sure that the player safety is taken care of. Carmel has one possession of the ball, and they are looking to move it out of their zone. They decided to do the run option, and there's some real good pressure from Louisville. Nice. That was nice pressure from Louisville. Carmel is scattering. Louisville has turned over the ball and will now attack. Lenny has a pick and go, and his try is almost scored, but unfortunately that is a knock-on. Louisville Crash receives a penalty, and it gives some relief to Carmel. They will most likely go for touch to gain some territory and relieve the pressure. That's a good kick by Carmel's number 10. Line out for Carmel in their 22. Carmel will now have an opportunity to throw the line out. They are still under some pressure, seeing that they are in their red zone, and they need now to move the ball out of their red zone and relieve some pressure. Referee has called a non-straight on Carmel. When you do the line out, you got to make sure that you throw the ball straight down the tunnel. Unfortunately, Carmel did not do that in this instance. Therefore, it's a turnover ball to Louisville, and we have an opportunity to attack in the Carmel's 22. That's a good tip. Ethan has distributed the ball, and he's making his way forward to the try line. Good ball control by number 9. They decide to come blindside, hammering down the sideline and setting up the next phase of attack. Unfortunately, Carmel was offside and a penalty was called. Louisville penalty going in the 22, attacking Carmel's line. Redmond with the ball, good strong run, and a try is scored by Pete Redmond. Louisville Crash scores first. Louisville Crash draws first blood, and they are now kicking for points. That was a great set of phases by Louisville. If they can control the tempo, they can control the rhythm of the game, you'll see a lot more of these tries crossing the line. Louisville's number 2 now has an opportunity to compensate on some points, adding 2 more points on the scoreboard. For those who are tuning in and don't understand the game of rugby, we play the game on a football-sized, on a soccer-sized field, but the same dimensions as a soccer field. We have 15 people on each side. The aim is to obviously laterally distribute the ball down the line and then scoring some points. Now, the main difference between football and rugby is that we leave our bicycle helmets at home and we leave our shoulder cushions at home too. Therefore, making this a contact sport. That's a beautiful kick by Louisville's number 2, and that adds 2 more points to the scoreboard. Louisville 7, Carmel 0. Carmel will now have an opportunity to kick off, and Louisville will start their attack from there. Carmel getting ready to restart the game. They're kicking right. Ethan has the ball coming down the sideline with some support. Louisville has been tackled out. It is now a line out for Carmel. Just inside the half, they're attacking out. Carmel with the ball, getting ready to set up the line out. seems like Carmel is setting up some options off the 10. Let's see if they distribute the ball. Great distribution by Carmel's backline. Good pressure by Louisville. Unfortunately, a missed tackle. Louisville's number 8 puts in a very defensive, great defensive stand, and unfortunately there is a knock-on by Carmel, which is now deemed a scrum for Louisville. And there will be a scrum on the 10-meter line for Louisville going into the Carmel defensive zone. It is Louisville crash with the ball. A scrum is being set. They are in. The Carmel have attacking in. It's a great dominant scrum by the University of Louisville. And the ball's getting distributed. Louisville setting up multiple phases. That is another penalty on Carmel. I think this is their second offside or hands in the ruck infringement. Louisville has an option to attack. They attack with Pete Redmond, which makes good contact in the midfield. Great counter-ruck opportunity coming in. Yet another penalty for Carmel. Quick tap and go by Louisville's number 9. With great support. This will be now the third penalty for hands in the ruck by Carmel. At some point in time, decisions will have to be made in regards to their discipline. Unfortunately, the quick tap and go by Louisville's number 9 was deemed a knock-on and is now a turnover ball for Carmel, relieving some pressure in their 22. Will they kick or will they run that out? Time will tell. Scrum reset by the referee. We want to make sure that everyone's lined up. The player safety is taken care of. Like we said earlier, these are 2 brand new teams, and we want to make sure that they are prepared for the safety concerns in the scrum. It's a good scrum by Carmel. They have now possession of the ball, and they are deciding to distribute. Kick coming in for Carmel, relieving some pressure, and that will be a line out just outside of 22 in favor of Louisville. That was a good clearance kick, relieving some pressure. Definitely something that any high school coach want to see. Usually when you're in the 22, you want to relieve some pressure, you want to exit that zone within 2 phases. Louisville has the ball in hand just outside the 10 meters, and they will be attacking from the line out. That's a good line out throw by Louisville. Unfortunately, they couldn't catch it, but they have now control of the ball. Some good ball distribution as Louisville is working their way down the field. Ball is loose and we're playing on. It's a great defensive stand by Carmel. They're coming up nice and hard. They're rushing up on the attack, putting them under immense pressure. Louisville still has possession of the ball. This is about the 5th or 6th phase, and they are steaming downfield. Great ball control by Louisville as they work their way downfield, try and distribute to the back line. We have a small line break, but that is now hunted down by Carmel with their defensive prowess. Knock-on has occurred on Louisville, turnover ball, scrum to Carmel, just inside the 50, attacking towards Louisville's end zone. scrums occur when the ball is fumbled forward or knocked on. The referee gives an opportunity for the opposing team to play on the mistake, which we call advantage. Unfortunately, advantage was not compensated on by Carmel, therefore it's a turnover ball in favor of Carmel. We are resetting the scrum. Still Carmel's ball. Carmel going in. Carmel setting the scrum. Good win by Carmel. Carmel's attacking. That's an unfortunate error by Carmel. Louisville compensates with some great pressure, but Carmel has retained the ball, setting the ruck and playing from there. That is yet another knock-on call by Carmel on Carmel. Louisville scrum just inside the Carmel's half, attacking in. Scrum is set. Louisville's ball. Big push by Carmel. Louisville distributing the ball. Great defensive stand by Carmel as they come up hard and interrupting the Louisville's offense. Penalty for Carmel. Quick tap and go by Carmel's number 10. Unfortunately called back because Louisville did not fall back fast enough. Penalty for Carmel on the half. They decide to pick and go and attack from there. Great tackle by Louisville's number 8. Carmel now set the platform and distribute from the base. Seems like Carmel is having some handling errors today. Hopefully they can sort that out at the half. Definitely thinking the coach is not liking what he's seeing. That's a great tackle effort by Louisville. Pressure is really good. And Carmel is still steaming downfield with a few pick and goes. Another ball to one of Carmel's big boy, the Bruisers. And they're just slowly but surely, meticulously working their way downfield. That's a turnover ball by Louisville. Louisville has turned over the ball and they are now attacking in their half. Great power run by Louisville as they keep steaming down the line. Louisville still has control of the ball after the turnover that occurred a few moments back. This is the third phase, good ball distribution. Unfortunately, there was another knock-on by Carmel and is now Louisville scrum just inside their half. We want to take this moment and thank one of our sponsors, the Raven on Shelbyville Road. That is the main Irish restaurant in our area, and if you want any great Irish tradition and food, I suggest look up the Raven and go give them a visit. Scrum down, Louisville's ball, they're attacking just inside of their half. It seems like Louisville had a lot of possession this half, with some mental errors and handling errors by Carmel. Carmel has turned over the ball and now are on the attack, attacking towards Louisville's try line. Running a few phases with their forwards just to suck some of those defenders in so they can get some space on the edges. That is a forward pass by Carmel. A forward pass is deemed a scrum opportunity for the opposing team. In rugby, you are only allowed to pass the ball flat or laterally back. Forward pass for turnover. Louisville's ball just inside of their half. Scrum collapse. We will reset the scrum and make sure that the players are okay. The scrum is definitely one of the harder crafts to learn at the high school level, but the referees and the referee society has made a great job in making sure the player safety is their number one concern. At any given time during the game, if the referee deems that these scrums are getting unsafe, he might turn over and decide to do unopposed scrums for player safety. Louisville Crash has the ball, scrum is set, and they'll be playing within their half. Good strong scrum by Carmel. Louisville has the ball. A little bit of error in the backfield, but nicely secured by Louisville. Few pick and goes to suck in the defenders. Louisville are running multiple phases, doing a real good job getting those inches needed to go upfield. Great powerful run by Louisville's number 7. And a good ruck secured by Louisville. Great defensive stand by Carmel. They've definitely been impressive with their line speed and putting Louisville under pressure. Line break by Ryan as he makes his way down the sideline. Great line break by Louisville. Great support by Louisville as they trickle down the sideline and keep working their way downfield. The ruck is secured. Penalty has been called for Louisville. Hands in the ruck. Carmel needs to get back 10. Quick tap option has been taken as Mr. Redmond runs it down the sideline. Louisville still has possession of the ball and they are steaming down the sideline. Penalty has been called for Carmel and the game is coming to a halt. Louisville back 10, penalty for Carmel. Not really sure what the call was there, but Carmel has an opportunity to relieve the pressure, probably go for touch, and then play from there. That's a good kick by Carmel. Unfortunately, it did not find touch. Louisville's number 14 has an option to attack from deep with the number 15 in support. Great tackle by Carmel as the ball goes out. And it is a line out for Carmel just inside the Louisville's half. Line out for Carmel just inside the Louisville's half. They definitely work well to get out of there. Great line out jump, stolen by Louisville. Louisville is on the attack, dominating the lineouts right now with all their steals. Carmel setting up the defensive line. Referee has called a penalty for Carmel, not releasing the ball. Carmel has an opportunity to attack. Will they kick or will they run? Carmel is opting for the kick option to settle down and set a nice platform to attack from. Definitely a good decision by Carmel's number. I'm not sure what the number is right now, but good decision by Carmel players to just settle down, gain some territory, and set a nice platform to attack from. Carmel is setting up for a line-out throw. They're on the 22 of Louisville, knocking on the door, and that is, throw is successful. Not beautiful, but successful. Carmel has now an opportunity to attack downfield. They are inching downfield with some of their power runners. Definitely been their strategy all morning. It's making sure they can get those power runners in and then distribute to the back line in open space. Great defensive stand by Louisville as they come up hard and smother the defense. Louisville has definitely been working well together in their two-man tackles. Great communication. Carmel is on the attack. Another dominant tackle for positive yardage by Louisville, and that has been a penalty. Carmel on the attack, deciding to go for the quick go, and they are now on the attack in Louisville. Louisville was not back 10. Excuse me, I stand corrected. Louisville was not back 10. They deemed to kick out again to set the platform for the line out. Is my voice working? Carmel has the line out. They're on the 22 for Louisville going in, and that is a great throw and a great jump by Carmel as they attack in the back line. Louisville comes up hard with a good defensive stand. Carmel still has control of the ball as they work their way down with some of their power runners. Carmel definitely stringing it into phases right now. Multiple phases of attack. There's some space on the edge. Let's see if they can use that. Louisville yet again with some great defensive prowess. Carmel still has the ball in hand and is still working their way downfield. Good ball control. It seems like Carmel is now getting a rhythm down and they're dictating the tempo of the game. Ball still in Carmel's hand. Not really gaining a lot of meters, but definitely stringing in those phases. Great dominant tackle by Louisville on the, winning the battle of the game line. Great positive tackle by Louisville. Another great positive tackle by Louisville. Louisville has definitely been impressing the fans today with the defensive stand. Carmel still has possession of the ball as they work their way. They are now unfortunately in their half with some negative yardage due to the defensive stand by Louisville Crash. Carmel has lost control of the ball but has regained it. Carmel is coming down the sideline. Great pace by Carmel's number 11, going in for the try. Absolutely blistering pace as he placed the ball down under the post for a 5-pointer. Great attack by Carmel. They definitely work the edges and they definitely suck the defenders in to create some space for their wingers on the outside. Score currently 5-7 in favor of Louisville with a kick to come. We want to take this moment and congratulate the University of Louisville. Last weekend they have won the MAC Conference Championship with a dominant performance and a 5-0 record on the day. They have been invited as a qualifying team to the CRCs, which is the College Rugby Championship in New Orleans. We want to say good luck to them as they start their road to a national title. Carmel's number 29 is setting up the kick. Currently the score is 5-7 with the kick to come. Kick is successful. Carmel has tied the game 7 each with a great run down the sideline by Carmel's number 11. Carmel is now standing up to receive the kickoff. We're hoping to see Carmel stringing up some more phases and working their way down the sideline. It's been a very impressive defensive stand by Louisville. Their tackles has been very dominant, creating negative yardage for Carmel, but Carmel has definitely worked the edges and worked the pods to get some space on the outside. Louisville is getting ready for the kickoff. Carmel to the receive. Carmel is attacking from deep, deciding to keep the ball alive. Ball was knocked on by Carmel. Referee is playing advantage for Louisville Crash. Advantage is playing when a mistake is made. The referee gives the opposing side an opportunity to attack and compensate for the mistake that was made by the other team. We're having a quick break for a player injured. We We hope he's okay. Not sure who that is. I can't really see the number, but really hope that he's doing fine. It's been an exciting game. Great temperature outside. Wind is not too bad, and it's actually in favor of the Louisville Crash. They have the wind at the backs. It seems like the player is okay, just a little shook up, but he will go on and finish the game. Penalty for Louisville. They decide to tap and go, give it to one of their power runners as he barges downfield, setting up the platform for Louisville to attack. This will be the second phase, going down the blind side. Louisville showing some dominance in their power running. Great run by Lenny as he crashes through the midfield, setting up the platform. There's some space on the outside. There's some space on the outside as Louisville can get it to the edges. Great running by Louisville. Penalty for Louisville on the 5 meter. Hands in the ruck. Not a good handling, but Louisville is playing on, setting the platform. Another penalty for Louisville, but they're on the 5 meters, going in. They decide to do a quick tap. Great defense by Carmel. Carmel turned over the ball. Great defensive stand by Carmel. Turned over the ball. They're going for touch to relieve the pressure. Beautiful kick by Carmel's number 2. Relieving that was a great defensive stand by Carmel. Louisville was definitely knocking on the front door. Surely that was going to be a try, but it was a great defensive stand by Carmel. And they poached the ball in the ruck and decided to kick and relieve the pressure. This will be a line out on the 10 meters for Carmel. Carmel got the ball, and they are deciding to attack deep. There's some space on the edges as they float the ball down the back line. Carmel decides to go blind, looking for that space on the edges. Great run by Carmel's number 19. Ball is still in play. Carmel still got control of the ball. Nice power run, good defensive stand by Louisville as they make contact. Carmel's number 4 breaking a tackle and barging down line was number 7 in support. Carmel is definitely taking some control with their power running and decide to go for the back line, testing the edges. Great defense by Louisville Crash. An unfortunate knock on by Carmel has deemed the ball unplayable, and referee is now giving Louisville the scrum. We are just outside the 22 for Carmel. Louisville has an opportunity to attack wide if they can exploit the edges. Scrum setting. A lot of tired bodies on the field right now. There's some exciting phases of play that happen from both teams. It's great to see high school rugby in the state of Indiana and Kentucky growing, and it's awesome to see how these kids are running down the field and making their tackles and being so excited and passionate about the game. Back to the action, Louisville scrum, and that scrum has been stolen by Carmel. Great scrum by Carmel. They'll do a scrum pick and go, and they are heading down the blind side. They're just outside their 22 on the 10-meter line. Quick pick and go by Carmel. They're just trying to suck in those defenders and get some space on the outside. And yet another pick and go by Carmel. Louisville needs to get onside. Currently, a lot of them are offside. Fortunately, the referee is not seeing that right now. Penalty for Louisville. Not releasing the ball in. The tackle is the call, and Louisville is attacking. Penalty has been called. The referee just having a talk with one of the Carmel players. You want to make sure that keeping the tackles nice and low. Great power run by Louisville's number 1 as he makes his way down the midfield. Louisville setting the ball, coming the blind side with a nice little crash pot. Knock on by Louisville. And that is the half. Some great action by Louisville and by Carmel. Very impressed with how they have played the game. We will have a halftime break now, and we will resume the action in the next 10 minutes.
Coming together and gelling, and kind of to see where we can go when we both play nationals at the end of May.
So initially you guys were slotted into the D1 club bracket, which puts you in kind of the same competition as most club teams in the US. But due to your awesome performance last weekend, I guess you guys got relegated to the Premiership bracket, and you'll be facing some varsity teams. How do you feel? Do you feel confident about that change and the exposure that brings to the players and the university?
I'm really excited to see how the guys take it. I mean, at the end of the day, a wise man once said, you have 10 fingers, 10 toes. So no matter how good, how varsity, who they are, I think we can compete. And if we play our game, I think we deserve to be there. I also think it really speaks to how hard we've gone this year and that we've kind of earned that spot. It wasn't given to us. It's something that the players work so hard for. But it's going to be great for the team and the exposure for the team to see what they can do at that level and how they compete.
Yeah, that guy that said that definitely seems like a philosopher, a cultured man, a man that knows his worth. Are we looking forward to seeing you guys compete at the national level? Really hope Louisville brings it back. I'm hoping to see that man bun in action on CBS Sports Network. If you guys want to tune in tonight at 7. Cool. Video touch, that? Does it sound funny? I mean, I've never done this in my life, bro. Are we live? Welcome back. We're about to start the second half here in Louisville, Kentucky at Hayes Kennedy Park. It is Louisville Crash. They're fighting against Carmel from Indiana. This is a non-conference game. It does not count for points, but the guys are playing like this is the Indiana State Final at a point in time. Current score is still tied 7-7 as we go into the second half. There's been some real dominant performance by Carmel, and Louisville has definitely matched them on the defensive side. At this point in time, it is still anyone's game, and it's the bounce of the ball that's going to make the difference. But both teams are hungry, both teams are out here to perform, and we're excited to have Louisville Crash play Carmel. Carmel's about to start the game. Louisville will be on attack. That is a unfortunate error by Louisville Crash, and they will now be under pressure as a knock-on is deemed and a scrum is awarded to Carmel. The wind is definitely picking up here in the park. Let's see if that will have any effect on the boys' strategy as they go into the second half. Currently, Carmel has the wind at their backs and has the advantage in that department. Scrum down for Carmel. We're just outside the Louisville's 22. Carmel has won the scrum. Louisville with a dominant push. Great defensive stand by Louisville. Carmel still has possession of the ball as they break down the blind side. Unfortunately, there's some negative yardage, and they're trying to get back into the swing of things. Still a very tight game as Carmel makes their way to the edge. Referee has stopped play. Not entirely sure what the call is as of now. It's a scrum down for Carmel. The referee momentarily stopped the game. Seemed that there was a tackle that got away, but everything seems fine. The ball is awarded to Carmel, and they are attacking on the Louisville's 10-meter line. Louisville making an early substitution in the second half. Taking off their number 8 for what seems like an HIA, which is a head injury assessment. Just want to make sure that he is okay. If he is deemed to be okay by the trainer, there is a possibility that he will be subbed back into the game. Scrum for Carmel. A great win as the Carmel has a pick and go on the base of the scrum, breaking the blind side and still steamrolling down the sideline. Carmel definitely having some momentum as they go down the sideline. It seems like a whole different team. Looks like the pep talk at half has really worked out. Great inside break by Carmel as they work their way into Louisville's 22, knocking on the door for the try. Louisville still coming out hard on defense, definitely matching the speed and aggression from Carmel. Carmel distributing it to the back line, looking for that open space on the edges. Try scorer, number 11, breaking down the sideline. Great tackle by Louisville's number 10 and number 13. This is a line out taken out by by Carmel's number 11. Definitely impressed by the Carmel 11's speed and aggression on the open space. Hopefully we can see a little bit more of him in action. Louisville will now throw the ball in just inside their 22. Louisville makes their second substitution, bringing out number 11. Carmel is now on the defense. They have to match the numbers in the lineouts. They draw one more player in to match those numbers. Louisville is on attack inside their 22. Louisville took control. They're in the midfield on the 22, looking for a way to work themselves out of the red zone. We're looking for a two-phase exit, and great clearance kick by Louisville's number 2, setting up the line out. We are on Louisville's 22. Carmel's line out. They're on the attack, knocking on the door for yet another try. At this point in time, having ball control will definitely help this team in setting up the platform and attacking. Louisville has stolen the line out. They have possession of the ball and they are attacking from within their 22. Penalty is called in, hands in the ruck. Carmel falls back 10. Louisville has an opportunity to relieve the pressure, most likely going for touch and taking the line out. The wind is a factor at this kick, with Louisville crash playing into the wind. Kick has been made, and that is a line out for Louisville, just outside their 22. Louisville's ball, about to throw the line out. They've been pretty dominant in the lineouts, stealing a few of the Carmel lineouts and also securing their own. Early jump by Carmel, giving Louisville the opportunity to secure the ball as they play hands. Great crash line by number 12 as he breaks down the midfield, still pumping those legs. Louisville definitely has the momentum, and hopefully they can compensate on the momentum going forward. Great passing. Carmel was looking for the intercept, but unfortunately a knock-on occurred by the Louisville. Scrum down for Carmel, just inside the Louisville's half. Great series of play by Louisville, definitely showing some glimpses of great attacking opportunities. Unfortunately, the handling errors has been a crux, a thorn in the side, if you will, for Louisville, but there's still a lot of rugby to be played. Scrum down for Carmel. They have an opportunity to compensate. Still a tied game, 7-7. Great line breaks by both teams. Carmel with the throw in. Dominant scrum by Carmel as they attack the blind side with their electrifying winger trying to kick the ball. Line out for Louisville, and they are attacking just outside of their 10-meter line. Line out Louisville just outside of their 10-meter line. We've definitely been impressed by the speed of both teams. You know, at this point in time in the game, fitness is going to be a key factor, and let's see which one of these teams are groomed and ready to be played. Line up for Louisville. Great throw by Louisville's number 2, secured by Louisville as they work their way through the midfield, trying to secure a platform. Counter ruck coming in by Carmel. Penalty, Carmel. Louisville has an opportunity to settle down, but they decided to go fast, running down the midfield and setting up the platform for attack. Louisville up for a blind side phase with one of their power runners going down the blind side. This is phase 2. Louisville seems like they are stringing in the phases, taking control of the ball. Ryan breaking the line, number 13 for Louisville, breaking the line and setting up the platform. Louisville is now in their 5th phase, taking good control. A good show and go by Louisville's number 13. Louisville opting to go for the blindside option with some of their fast power runners. Another blindside option as they work their way down the edges, trying to suck in those defenders so they can make some space in the wide channels. Pick and go by Louisville's number 1. They surely but making their way downfield. Unfortunate error by Louisville as a knock-on is deemed. It is now a scrum for Carmel inside the Louisville. I stand corrected. That is a scrum for Louisville Crash, knock-on by Carmel. It's been some exciting rugby by Louisville. It just seems like their handling errors has been an issue thus far. Definitely need to work on that this week. They have a lot of space on the outside. They can keep sucking the defenders in and doing the hard work on the front end. A few more passes and a few more crisp hands, and Louisville might compensate on this and put some points on the board. Currently, we're still tied 7 each, and this is anyone's game. Great scrum by Louisville as they secure the ball, and they decide to attack from deep. Louisville under pressure in their 22. Great tackle by Carmel's number 20. Raise your... Carmel has an opportunity after that dominant tackle by Carmel number 20 to attack. They're on the 5 meter 4 on Louisville, knocking on the door, trying to compensate. Currently we're still tied at 7. Louisville yet again steals the line up for Carmel and decided to attack deep, spreading it down the line and making contact in the midfield. Louisville still has possession of the ball. They definitely need to alleviate the pressure. They're doing a few pick and goes just to suck the defenders in and gain some yardage to get a good clearance kick for their number 2. Kick coming in for Louisville's number 2. Ball is still in play. Good chase by Louisville's number 13, but unfortunately he couldn't control. That would have definitely been a great play by Louisville's number 13. Unfortunate error, but some exciting stuff from the Louisville Crash. Carmel has the scrum on the 10 meter line for Louisville. Definitely a great break, great kick by Louisville, a great chase by Louisville's number 13. This is still very much anyone's game at this point in time. Both teams are very competitive, playing some really hard-hitting rugby. One more try will definitely open this game up. It's just a matter of which team is going to compensate. Scrum by Carmel, great scrum by Carmel as they play the ball off the base of the scrum, working the back line. Great midfield switch. Unfortunately, they lost control of the ball with some great pressure by Louisville. As a scrum is called, Louisville's ball on the halfway line, midfield. We've definitely seen some glimpses of real brilliance from both teams. You know, unfortunately, some of them are a little young, but we can see that they have a bright future ahead of themselves, and we're looking forward to see how rugby grows in Indiana and the state of Kentucky. Scrum down for Louisville. They're on the half, midfield on the halfway. Backline nice and deep. Ball popping out. Scrum half is under pressure. Great tackle by Carmel. They're trying to compete for the ball, but it seems like Louisville still has possession of the ball. Louisville not releasing in the tackle. Carmel has the opportunity for a quick tap, but they opt to kick for touch. Settling the game down and giving Carmel the opportunity to set a platform and attack from there. And it is a line out for Carmel, just outside the 22 of the Louisville Crash. We're still waiting for the ball to be retrieved. have a great opportunity for Carmel to compensate on a mistake by Louisville crash. The game is still tied 7-7, but there has been numerous opportunities for both teams to compensate on the mistakes made today. Carmel has the ball. A line-out is about to commence. Yet another steal by Louisville, making it very uncomfortable in the line-out. Fortunately, Carmel has retained possession of the ball, and they are on the attack. Ball, dominant tackle by Louisville. It seems that the Carmel player is injured. Penalty has been called for Carmel, not releasing the tackler. There will be a stoppage in play. Pretty dominant tackle by Louisville crash. We have a player down. As the players take a knee, that is a sign of respect for the injured player. We are hoping that he is okay. Definitely took a hard shot in the ribs. Let's hope everything is okay. Everyone is waiting in anticipation to see what the outcome is. A break is called. The players is hydrating. I think our main concern is making sure the current player is okay after taking a pretty dominant hit by Louisville's number 1. We just want to take this moment to thank all the referees for doing the thankless job that many probably don't want to. Please get in contact with your local referee societies and see how you can get involved. There is certification opportunities, and there is a lot of development opportunities available for people that wants to get involved as referees. Please get in contact with the Indiana Referee Society and the Ohio Referee Society if you want to get certified and get involved with high school rugby in America. Seems like the player is doing fine. He got substituted out. We are having a penalty for Carmel just outside the 22 for Louisville. They have an opportunity to compensate on this. Player number 3 is making his way off the field after a heavy hit by Louisville's number 1. We're definitely glad to see that he's okay. Carmel opted for the line out. That will be a 5-meter line out for Carmel going into the Louisville's red zone. This is a prime location and a position for Carmel to set up a great platform to attack from. Will we see a maul? Well, time will tell. Louisville's line-out defense has been very dominant. Let's see if the Carmel hooker can connect and possibly set up a try for Carmel. A great little smart play by the Carmel hooker as they barge their way down the sideline. They're knocking on the door of Louisville's try line with a numerous pick and goes. Ball is still in possession by Carmel as they work their way down the try line. Louisville's defense is standing strong. Another pick and go by Carmel as they work their way closer to the Louisville try line. That is the 6th phase by Carmel. Pick and go by Carmel. And a try is scored. 5 points scored by Carmel. And we are ready to take the kick. Score is currently 7-12 with a kick to come. 7-12 with a kick to come. Carmel 29 is setting up for this kick. Current score is 12-7. Crowd goes silent. Kick drifts just right off the uprights. Current score 12-7. Still very much anyone's game. Some great action today on this sunny Saturday. Looking forward to see if Louisville can answer back with a try of their own. Referee Mr. Augie Hale doing an exceptional job in the midfield, taking good control of the game. Let's see if Louisville can answer back with 7 points of their own. Still very much anyone's game. Louisville to kick off, Carmel to receive. Louisville has the wind in their face. Great kick by Louisville as Carmel makes their way down the blind side, and Carmel breaks the line. Great dominant tackle coming in, taking out the camera, but a try has been scored. It is called out. It is called out. Dominant tackle. Unfortunately, the Carmel player has stepped out in the process, taking out the cameraman, and we will be back momentarily. Great line break by Carmel. Some exceptional speed as we go down the line out. It is a line out for Louisville. Carmel's number 19 with some blistering space down the sideline has unfortunately been tackled out. Not only did he get tackled out, they also took out the cameraman. But everything is good. This is a contact sport after all. Louisville line out. Stolen by Carmel, stolen by Carmel. They are on the attack as they work their way down the edge. That is an unfortunate error by Carmel. They definitely did a great job stealing that line out. That is a scrum for Louisville. A knock-on was deemed and no advantage was played. Scrum down Louisville as they work their way out of their half. They are just outside the 22, still under some pressure, but have an opportunity to relieve some pressure as they make their way downfield. Scrum down for Louisville. Louisville's number 9, ready to throw in. The Carmel scrums has been pretty dominant. Let's see if they can steal this scrum. We're glad to see our cameraman is still running and is still up and ready. Scrum will be reset. Still very much anyone's game at this point in time. 12-7 is the score. Great defensive stand by both teams. Some great attacking opportunities by both teams. Louisville will have an opportunity to throw in the ball. They are just outside of their 22 in the 15-meter train tracks, and they're looking to attack from deep. Carmel has stolen the ball. They are on attack with a blindside pick and go. Number 19 has the ball as he works his way down the sideline. A penalty has been called for Carmel. Player leaving his feet. Carmel has an opportunity to attack or go for touch. They opt for the touch, and they will have a line out. Carmel within the Louisville 22. They're attacking in. That was a great scrum, defensive scrum by Carmel, and they are now putting Louisville under pressure. Carmel getting ready to throw the ball in. Let's see if Louisville's line out defense is going to help them out. Carmel with the throw in. Play on, says the referee, as number 18 works his way. Penalty has been called. We do not want contact above the shoulders. Unfortunately, number 18 for Carmel made contact above the shoulders, and Louisville has gotten out of jail free with that card, and they are now opting to kick for touch to relieve the pressure. Never mind, I stand corrected. They're deciding they're going to run from deep. Very, very gutsy call from Louisville as they make contact in the edge of the field. They decide to go blind as Louisville's number 1 makes some really hard contact. Great ball presentation. Carmel is definitely trying to disrupt this ruck, but Louisville still has possession of the ball as they make their way. Inside crash ball. Louisville's number 12 breaking the line with a great tackle by Carmel's number 19. Louisville still has possession of the ball, with Carmel coming in with a counter ruck. Louisville has possession of the ball as they make their way down. Show and go by Louisville's number 10 as he breaks the line yet again. Penalty has been called for hands in the ruck, and Louisville has an opportunity to settle it down but they opt for a quick tap and go. The tempo of this game is relentless as number 1 breaks the line. He keeps on going down the field. Great momentum by Louisville as they make their way down, settling down and getting those power runners ready to break the line yet again. Louisville still has possession of the ball. Penalty has been called. Louisville's ball. Tackler not rolling away. Louisville opt for another fast tap, but they want to keep the tempo going. Great run. Carmel was not back 10. The referee is deeming that not back 10, and Louisville is settling the ball down. They are still in a dominant. Louisville taps and go with Louisville's number 2 making contact, setting up the platform for the attack. They opt to go for the back line with a great pop to Louisville's number 12. Dominant tackle by Carmel's number 18. Ball still in possession for Louisville as number 13 breaks the line with some fancy footwork. Louisville still has possession of the ball. They're settling it down and trying to work those edges. Another quick little line break by Louisville, but they still have the ball, they still have possession. Louisville's number 1 crashing down the blind side, taking the 2 players with him. That is a high tackle by number 23. It is a penalty for Louisville. They do a quick tap, decide to distribute it to the back line. Louisville's number 12 throws a number 13. Great control by Louisville. Not the best of passes, but they still have control of the ball. Louisville is very much knocking on the door, going the blind side, working the blind side, keeping running. The player is still on his feet. Louisville is settling down, creating that platform. Louisville's number 4 breaking the line, but unfortunately the referee has deemed that a penalty. We might be looking at a card. We would have much rather saw some advantage because that would have been a definite try for Louisville. But as it stands, the referee has put a stoppage to the game. It seems like one of Carmel's players has been sent off. Unfortunately, at this point in time, I do not know what the infringement was, but Louisville has possession of the ball. They are on the 22, knocking on the door of Carmel. Will they tap and go? Seems like they will. They haven't really kicked for touch because they've got some really powerful runners in number 1 and number 2. Louisville's deciding to tap and go. Taking their time. At some point in time, we need to make a decision, boys. The referee is still waiting, still writing down what he needs to make sure that he gets the timing right for this card. Unfortunately, I can't tell you if this was a red or a yellow. Louisville has the ball with their number 3 going into contact, setting up the platform. Louisville is on the door, knocking on the door for Carmel, against Carmel as they run down the blind side. Louisville still in possession of the ball. With Louisville's number 1 diving in, legs taken out from outside, from under him, and a stoppage to the game is called. Penalty for Louisville. Quick tap and go by Louisville's number 9 as he makes contact on the try line. Seems like a little bit of head contact there, but the referee deems it to play on. Louisville still has possession of the ball. They are on the try line, trying to mold this ball in. Referee blows stoppage to the game. A penalty has been called for Carmel. They have yet again saved a try with their defensive stand on the goal line. I stand corrected. A try has been scored. A try has been scored. Current score is 12 each with the kick to come. Louisville has tied up the game with a very crucial kick to come to take the lead. Great string of offensive platforms set by Louisville as they made their way down the field, taking control of the ball with a few quick tap and goes. It definitely seems like Louisville at this point in time is the most fit team on the field. They are dictating the tempo, they're dictating the rhythm of the game, and had numerous quick taps working their way downfield, tiring out their opponents. Currently the score is 12 each with a kick to come. seems like that was deemed a penalty try, so a no kick was awarded. Currently Louisville is in the lead, 14-12. Currently Louisville is in the lead, 14-12, the penalty try awarded. Carmel for the kickoff. Louisville attacking deep. Reed. Louisville attacking within their 22. They still have possession of the ball. Currently Louisville's in the lead, 14-12 with the penalty try. They're working the blind side, still have possession of the ball. They are deep within their 22. They're opting for a kick to relieve some pressure. Line out just outside of Louisville's 22. Carmel's ball. Carmel will have an opportunity to throw the ball in. Currently this is just a 2-point game. Some exciting rugby here at Hayes Kennedy from both these very young teams. Rugby in Kentucky and in Indiana is very much alive, and we're excited to have them compete. Most of these kids have an opportunity to go to the next level in various universities in the surrounding area, and we're happy to see that rugby is growing in Kentucky and in Indiana. This is a line out on the 22 for Carmel. The referee blows stoppage in the game. Seems like there's some sort of a Louisville and Carmel have definitely fought some hard battles today. Both teams very battered and bruised. It seems like the ball has been turned over from the referee, and this is a ball for Carmel. I apologize for the confusion. It seems like there's a disagreement about the play. Right now it's Carmel's ball. They go for the quick up throw in. Louisville has yet again stolen the ball. They are attacking deep from their 22. Ball is bouncing around everywhere. Louisville still has possession of the ball. Good hard ruck clean by Carmel. Seems like Carmel has turned over the ball, and they are now attacking, and they're knocking on the door of Louisville's goal line. Quick pick and go by Carmel, trying to suck in those defense on the edges so they can make some room. Great defense by Louisville on the goal line as they keep hammering on the door, trying to score. Currently this is just a 2-point game, so there's a lot on the line with a few more minutes left to play. Great defensive stand by Louisville. Carmel still in possession of the ball as they're knocking on the door for a try. They're up to go with the big boys again as they have a quick and go. It seems like this strategy is working as they inch their way closer to the try line. Multiple phases has occurred since the infringement, and Carmel is doing a great job controlling the tempo. There's definitely some space on the outside edge, and hoping to see them spreading the ball to their winger. Carmel still in control of the ball, slowing down the tempo. Great line break by Carmel's number 10, and he goes in for the score. Current score 17-12 with the kick to come. That was a great set of phases by Carmel as they work the edges of the ruck with a few pick and goes and creating some space for their backline with a great clean break by Carmel's number 10 to take the lead in this very hard fought match. Number 29 has a kick to come. The kick occurs when a try is scored, and you can kick it from the area where the try was scored. You take it back about 10 meters or whatever you feel comfortable with, and you have an opportunity to kick. Number 29 compensates on that, and 2 extra points on the board for Carmel as they are now making their way back to the halfway line to continue this game. Carmel will receive this ball from Louisville. Current score is 19-12. 19-14, sorry, I stand corrected. Still a one-score game. One try by Louisville can definitely bring them in the lead and make this game pretty interesting. But so far, some exciting rugby from both teams. Both teams still very young. We're happy to see that they keep competing. Louisville is ready to kick the ball off. Carmel to receive. This is still a one-try game. Louisville with the kickoff. Nice and deep. Beautiful kick by Louisville with Carmel under pressure. Carmel's number 19 making his way down. Breaking the tackle, coming down the sideline. And he has a beautiful step on the inside, but he's hunted down by number 4 from Louisville. Number 19 is still going, breaking those tackles. Great tackle by Louisville's number 9. As Carmel has put Louisville under pressure right now with a great line break by Carmel's number 19. A series of pick and goes are occurring, and Carmel is yet again on the front door, knocking on the door, answering questions, asking questions of Louisville's defense. Another pick and go by Carmel. Number 19 setting up that beautiful run down the field. Ball is still in possession of Carmel. Penalty for Carmel. Player off his feet, diving for the ball. Carmel has an opportunity to settle it down, go for touch, or a quick pick and go. Carmel opts to go for touch, setting up the platform. And that is the end of the game. Carmel has fought well and won today's game. We really want to thank everyone that tuned in for this live stream. We want to thank all our sponsors. We want to thank everyone that came out today and all the fans. Great day for rugby in Kentucky. And we want to make sure that the players are safe traveling home back to Carmel. Well, it seems like the player did not tap the ball before he kicked it out. Therefore, the game is still playing. I apologize, people, but it seems like the game is still in. This is the last play. The Carmel player did not tap the ball when he kicked it out. They now have a penalty and they have an option to attack. It's deciding what they want to do. They've got to tap the ball before they take it out. There we go. Now that is the end of the game with Carmel winning today's matchup. Yet again, we want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank Brian Detman. We want to thank the Raven. And we want to say congratulations to the University of Louisville as they make their way down to New Orleans at the end of May. The University of Louisville has set themselves up a GoFundMe, and we encourage that you guys support this team as they make a run for the national title. Thank you very much for your participation and entering this live stream. Are they doing it again? Are you still live? It seems there is some confusion yet again, ladies and gentlemen. We are back where we started. We are back where we started. It seems this is a line out now for Carmel. This should be the last play of the game, but I also said that 3 plays ago. So let's see if we can figure it out now. Carmel is still in the lead. Inside throw by Carmel as they take it out. I would hope that that is now the end of the game. So let me go ahead and thank the sponsors yet again. Brian Detman, we want to say thank you for your continued support for Louisville Crash, the Raven on Shelbyville Road. If you want some traditional Irish cuisine, I suggest visiting the Raven. This is the end of today's broadcast, and we thank you for coming out. Congratulations to Carmel as they won this non-conference matchup against Louisville Crash. Until next time, this is your host, the legendary Coach Emil Walton from the University of Louisville.